Hey guys, this is Melody with Realty Executives Main Street, and I am so blessed today that I get to talk with Kolby Lankford today. He is a home inspector with Thorough Home Inspections. And Kolby, we are so glad that you're with us today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And do you recommend those people who are thinking about putting their house on the market, maybe to do a home inspection before they do that? And that's maybe another key component of, okay, so if I'm doing one before I list the house, then the buyer, doesn't necessarily have to do one. That would kind of be, up in the game a little bit for the seller. Do you have people who call you and ask you to do that, like a pre-listing and home inspection?
No, not usually because as things can happen in between the time of sale. It goes online or however they're selling, and the time that an inspection gets done for the buyer. So usually not. Some sellers do like to just for the convenience,
Yeah.
but a lot of times the buyer will get their own separate inspection also.
So about how long does it take?
Usually on about a 1,200 square foot house. It all depends really on how bad the house is, how much stuff that's wrong with it. If it's a newer built house, um, I can usually be in and out within like an hour, hour and a half. I'm just going in there looking at things because, writing down notes, take pictures, and, different things, it's going to take more time. Um, I done a 800, I think it's about 800 or 900 square foot in an hour, and that's pretty quick.
Do you like to have the buyers there the entire time that you're doing the home inspection? Or
They can, but as an inspector, you have a job to do, so it's kind of like I like to at the end explain anything that's maybe uh, major that's wrong, and any questions they may have till the end of the inspection, because I got different other houses to go do, and I just can't take the time to, be there for 5 hours with on a 1,200 square foot house.
what is included in a home inspection? And what I mean by that is a lot of times first time home buyers are under the assumption that a home inspection checks everything. But if they want a radon test, or if they wanted a mold test, or if they wanted, if the house was built before 1977, they wanted a lead test, that is that's usually a different kind of testing, and that's not always included as
Hmm.
far as the home inspection goes, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Um, yeah, your radon, mold, all that, all those other tests are add-ons. But there's a lot, like you say, a lot of concealed defects that in walls that you can't find. Uh, but yeah, so those are all other add-ons there.
Oh, okay. Do you do those kind of testing at Thorough Home Inspections?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, I do.
good.
Um, I do a mold test, and um, I usually have the results in about 3 days because I got to send it off to the lab, and then it takes time to get down there and all that good stuff. Same with the radon. I gotta takes about a week for that, and it'll come back and everything. So I usually, if they got that's the good thing about thorough home inspections is we can usually get to you the next day, where you got to have the inspection report done within, maybe you got like a week to get the results in. And I can get that to you, where another place they may, be 2 weeks out, and then they can get to you and can't have your test done for you.
This is something as a realtor that I've had, where the home has been inspected. We did the final walkthrough, we closed on the property, and then a couple days later, the homeowner moves in and they found something, something that just popped up.
Hmm.
What is your role when that happens?
Well, it all boils down to our standards of practice, and that's a long list of things in Tennessee. Um, Pretty much, we document everything that we do during the inspection. That way, things like this happen, we can come back and look at it. Um, you know, we take pictures of pretty much everything we inspect. That way we come back to it if the issue arises. But you know, there's some things that, like, I inspected a house up in Knoxville, and while I was there, there wasn't no the HVAC um, furnace was leaking out of the condensate drain. After I'd done the inspection, about a month later, they was out of state fires, and they come down to the property, and the floor was flooded. So um, that which they had insurance and everything, but I I wasn't liable because I took pictures of where I was when I inspected it, and um, so
And
it
so,
wasn't on me.
yeah, and that's what I was, I guess, alluding to is once that house is closed on and the homeowner has, done the home inspection, they've done the final walkthrough and closed on it. If something happens later, a lot of times that's just luck of nature. I mean,
Yeah,
there could be
unfortunately.
that pipe that burst. I mean, there's no way to, allude to that, or even on my own self, when purchasing homes throughout my life is, sometimes you tear down that wall and you're like, oh my goodness, there's some mold on this wall and I had no idea.
Yeah.
There's those things that, home inspectors are not miracle workers. They don't have this tunnel vision where they can see through walls and things. So once the home inspection is done, you've given the report to the buyer. And maybe if it's an out of state buyer, which we've got a lot of people right now coming into Tennessee, and they're like, okay, I want to get this fixed, but I don't know who to call. Do you guys at Thorough Home Inspections have a just a list of vendor contractors, or how do you refer clients who may be not as familiar with the area on how to get those repairs fixed?
Yeah, I got a few people that I refer, some good friends that are licensed, and that's good for them because, like, they don't know anybody. Like, with the HVAC problem, I referred somebody to them that could take care of the problem. So yeah, we usually got a good referral list of anybody that they may need uh, from top to bottom. So.
So, as a home inspector, do you have to be do you have to go to classes to get your home inspector license, or can you give us a little bit of background on how that works?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. So you have to do, I think it's like 80 hours of class, which is pretty lengthy. It took me about 6 months to complete it, and I was on like probably 2 hours a day, which school's the easy part, which I have a construction background. So it wasn't too, like a surprise for me of all the different components of a house. I kind of knew a little bit about everything. But and then after you complete that, you have to um, take the state or national exam, which is very hard. It's a 200 question test. It's not open book, and you can only miss so many. Um, and it's very hard. There's only I think like 30% that pass it, maybe 25-30% pass it their first time. So pretty much any home inspector you talk to, they'll tell you, no, I didn't pass it my first time.
Mhm.
So um, you know, people, they think that a home inspection is not necessary, which they don't really know because of the things that we have to know and have to advise people on that they need to know. So yeah, it was very hard. And then after that, you have to um, apply for your license, which pretty good bit amount of money. Not too bad, but and there's it's strict like being a realtor or just different things and license that are in the state of Tennessee. You can't, if you got some kind of criminal background or you've done something in your past, you can't get a license. And so that's one of the good things about Tennessee is we have licensing, so that it kind of secures the people to know kind of what you're getting.
Mm. Is there anything that you might want to share with us that I haven't asked about that you think would be helpful to a first time home buyer, or maybe somebody who has bought more than one house, but it's been a while and maybe some codes have changed or anything like that? Is there anything that you'd like to share?
Well, that AFCI breakers, they're now required in all livable, habitable places in a home. There's they're not. I think they're like $30 a piece for each breaker. But that's just one of the things that I find a lot. The code's changing.
Alarms. Are smoke alarms now required in every, is it bedroom or in every room?
Uh, it's usually it's every bedroom. Bedroom, habitable place. Um, not in kitchens because of all the smoke from cooking and everything else.
Yes.
But yeah, that and I find a lot of houses that are flipped that have changed the basement into uh, rooms, and they don't have egress windows and different things like that, which is a big safety concern. So
And then Colby, remind us one more time where Thorough Home Inspections is in Athens, or the best way to contact you to get a home inspection scheduled.
yeah, thorough home inspections is located in Athens, Tennessee. You can reach me at 865-441-1382. That's my cell number. You can call me pretty much anytime. Um, and my hours are Monday through Saturday from like 7 to 8 p.m.